Welcome to the Giants Prospect Profile, a mini-series we do within the Giants franchise where we go over top prospects throughout the organization from AA Richmond up to AAA Sacramento. Last time we were down in AA Richmond to go over left-handed pitching prospect Jay Groom, recently came over from the Red Sox. Now we're going to be going over a different prospect who came over from the Red Sox a couple seasons ago in right-handed pitcher Shaun Anderson. Anderson is a 24-year-old right-handed pitcher. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall. He weighs 225 pounds, and he was the very last pick of the 2013 MLB draft out of high school. He opted to go to college, though. He went to Florida, and he was a part of a pitching staff that has included 5 future first-round picks, and possibly, if they all develop, 9 future big league starters. And because he was a part of such a loaded pitching staff, he was not even a starter in college. He was a bullpen arm for the Florida Gators. He only had 1 start in college. But the Boston Red Sox turned him into a starter for them, and then they shipped him to the San Francisco Giants in the trade for Eduardo Nunez. So that is why he is with our organization with AAA Sacramento. And if you take a look at Anderson's ratings, he is currently sitting as a 70 overall B potential player. He has a 4-seam fastball that he throws anywhere from 96 to 98 usually, but he can really top out at 99 if he really wants to. As far as the other pitches he throws, he has a curveball, a slider, and a changeup, and none of those pitches are what you would call plus pitches. They're never going to blow anybody away. They're never going to be ranked as like the best curveball or the best slider in the organization, but they're all decent enough pitches to work in a combination, and when he's getting them, when he's moving hitters' eyes, making them look up, making them look down, making them look inside, making them look outside, and when he's hitting spots like you would need to do in order to be a good pitcher, these pitches do work pretty well. But I will say that when I was using him in the game, his curveball and his slider definitely didn't feel the greatest to me. You would throw it one time and you were like, that pitch is filthy. And then you would throw it the next time and you would get a perfect release or a good release, and you were trying to throw a down and away slider, and for whatever reason it just didn't break and it ends up like low and inside. And you're just like, how does it end up there? Curveball also had a few instances with that. The changeup was like that a bit, but definitely not as much as the slider and the curveball. And because I didn't really know where those pitches were going a decent amount of the time, it led to a few more walks than I would have liked to have seen in that game. But when those pitches are working as a combination, he's hitting his spots, they're actually working as intended, he's using the fastball. When he's using all those pitches together, he can be a very, very, very effective starting pitcher. And that is evidenced by his AAA stats this year. He has made 12 starts in Sacramento, and 8 of those 12 starts are quality starts. He has thrown a 71 and a third innings pitched. He's struck out 67 batters in those innings, and he has a 3.03 ERA with a 2.92 FIP. So Shaun Anderson has been pitching quite well for AAA Sacramento, and all in all, I would expect Anderson to be a part of the 2020 big league rotation with the Giants. There will be a few spots open because Drew Pomeranz and Derek Holland will definitely not be back next season, and then Andrew Suarez isn't really a guy who I am looking at to be a long-term starter for us. So those are 3 guys who are starting pitchers who probably aren't going to be looked at in the rotation next year. Obviously, Johnny Cueto will be back from injury next year, so really we only have 3 determined spots in the rotation. That would be Derek Rodriguez, Jeff Samardzija, and Johnny Cueto. There are 2 open spots that could be either filled by stopgaps if I don't feel like starting one of the rookies, or it could be filled by rookies because we aren't exactly trying to win a World Series in the 2020 season, so could see a lot of young players at the major league level next year. And obviously, you never know what's going to happen in the offseason and free agency and whatnot, but it would be surprising if Shaun Anderson is not a part of the major league staff in next season, at least in the bullpen if he's not in the rotation. And with that being said, that is going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Giants franchise, the prospect profile of right-handed pitching prospect Shaun Anderson. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I am saying, Sharks Canes Stanley Cup Final, who says no?